While the world looks at money and power, God looks at the heart. While the world looks at intelligence, God looks at obedience. The world may value a platter of gold, but God values a heart that he can mold. God's looking at humility.
This is a Truth Transforms Truth Nugget, a daily dose of truth for your daily transformation.
So the peace that Christ would bring is a peace that can reconcile mankind with God. Jesus brings a peace that is not of this world. He brings a peace that is beyond comprehension. The peace of Christ is a divine peace. It is an eternal peace. It is a peace that cannot be broken by war or ruined by famine. The peace that Christ brought to this world and to all who put their trust in him is an eternal peace with an eternal Creator. And we're also told that the birth of Christ took place when the fullness of time had come. Jesus Christ took on human flesh at the exact time in history that God had planned. And God desired for this. The Father willed this to happen, and it occurred just as he planned. And rather than enter this earth with pomp and circumstance, he simply humbled himself, and he was born to a poor teenage couple, a couple that had very humble means. They feared God and had favor with the Lord. And see, God favors those that fear him. God opposes the proud but gives grace to the humble. God resists those that are prideful because of their wealth. He resists those that are prideful because of their power. He resists those that are prideful because of their intellect. He resists those that are prideful because of their outward piety, their holier-than-thou attitude, self-righteousness. God resists all of those things. While the world looks at money and power, God looks at the heart. While the world looks at intelligence, God looks at obedience. The world may value a platter of gold, but God values a heart that he can mold. God's looking at humility. Not only does he honor humility, but he demonstrated humility when he sent his Son to this earth, who it says took the form of a man. It did not count equality with God a thing to be grasped, but humbled himself and took the form of a servant. Jesus Christ suffered the greatest humiliation when he came to this earth in the form of a man, walked this earth as a servant, and suffered greatly at the rejection of his own people. In fact, he's always been fully divine, but he came to this earth and he added humanity to his attributes as he was born of a virgin, conceived of the Spirit. He entered this earth as a helpless baby so that he could save those who could never save themselves. The inn was full that day in Bethlehem, and baby Jesus was born in a manger. Joseph and Mary were outside with the animals, and baby Jesus was laying in this feeding trough. That's just like what Jesus said later on, a prophet has no honor in his own hometown. However, even though he didn't have a kingly entrance into this world, this was God's choosing. The Father ordained that Jesus would be born exactly in that way at that time in human history. And we can thank God for that. Prophecies were fulfilled in his birth, and many hundreds of prophecies were fulfilled throughout his life. Isaiah 7:4 spoke about him being born of a virgin, and Micah 5:2 declared that he would come to this earth in the little town of Bethlehem. The Christ the Lord was born that day in Bethlehem, and the angels rejoiced. And Christ the Lord was born that day, and the shepherds made noise. And Christ the Lord was born that day, and salvation came to this earth. The birth of Jesus was glorious news for all to hear. It was a glorious message to be spread throughout the region. The incarnation of Christ is worthy of great celebration.